Okay, so a couple people asked me to do a video going over the solutions for these problems. So that's what I'm going to do. If you already feel pretty comfortable with this, you don't have to watch from here on out. Just submit me that, hey, yeah, I watched the video, or hey, I did not watch the video, and that's just your submission for the day. So if you feel confident, you don't have to keep watching, but I highly recommend that you watch and check your solutions just to make sure that you're right. So going through these problems, how do I know if the parabola will open up or down? I look at my a value. So here my a value is -2. I think it cut off my question about that. So that's fun. It should have asked you a equals, b equals, and c equals. So my a value here is -2, my b is 4, and my c is 1. So since my a value is negative, that means that the parabola is going to open downward. And since it opens down, that means that the parabola has a maximum. In order to find my axis of symmetry, I do I do b divided by 2a. So the opposite of b divided by 2a. So the opposite of b over 2 times my a value. So half of b is, the opposite of b is -4. Sorry, it's been a long day, guys. Divided by 2 times my a value. So 4 divided by -4, that's going to give me a +1. So my axis of symmetry is at x equals +1. To find the vertex, if you remember, we plug that back into our equation up here. So we plug our axis of symmetry back into the equation to figure out that vertex point. So I'm going to change colors because this color is kind of dull. I'm going to do y equals -2 times 1 squared plus 4 times 1 plus 1. So 1 squared is 1 times -2 is -2. 4 times 1 is 4. And then add one more on the end. Last step, -2 plus 4 is -2 plus 4 is +2, plus 1 more gives me 3. So my vertex is at 1, 3. Y-intercept is always whatever my C value is. So my y-intercept is at 0, 1. I didn't ask you to graph these, but please make sure that you do know how to graph these, because you will have to do that at some point in your life, and I want you to be prepared. So moving on to number 2, again, I'm going to identify my A, B, and C values. My A is -2, B -8, and C is -7. Since my A value is negative, that means my parabola is going to open down. Since it opens down, I will have a maximum value. My axis of symmetry is -b over 2 times my a value. So -b is +8 over 2 times -2. So we have 8 divided by -4, which is -2. So my axis of symmetry is on x equals -2. Vertex, again, comes from plugging my axis of symmetry value into my equation. So y equals -2 times -2 squared minus 8 times -2 minus 7. So -2 squared is 4. 4 times -2 is -8. -8 times -2 is +16, and then minus 7. So -8 plus 16 gives me +8. 8 minus 7 gives me +1. So my vertex is at -2, 1. Last step is that y-intercept value, which is just 0, and my c value. So 0, -7. I think I'm going to start using different colors because all that's kind of getting jumbled up. So A, B, and C. A value is -1, B is 4, C is -1. Since my A value is negative, my parabola opens down. Since it opens down, I will have a maximum. Axis of symmetry is negative b over 2 times my a value. So negative 4 over 2 times negative 1, which is negative 4 over negative 2, which is positive 2. So my axis of symmetry is at x equals 2. Vertex comes from plugging in values. Let's use blue. So y equals negative, oops, didn't mean to put an x there. Negative times 2 squared plus 4 times 2 minus 1. So 2 squared is 4, multiply by a negative 1, and you get negative 4. Plus 4 times 2 is 8, and then minus 1. Negative 4 plus 8 gives you positive 4. Positive 4 minus 1 gives you positive 3. So my vertex is at 2, 3. Last thing we need to check on is my y-intercept, which is 0, and whatever my c value is. So 0, negative 1 there. All right, just 2 more to go. I think I made all of these negative by accident. A, B, and C. A value negative 1, B negative 4, C negative 5. Parabola will open down, which means the parabola has a max. Axis of symmetry. (4 over negative 2, which is negative 2. So my axis of symmetry is on x equals negative 2. Vertex comes from plugging things in. Negative 2 squared gives me 4. 4 times negative 1 gives me negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 2 gives me positive 8. And then I subtract 5. Negative 4 plus 8 is positive 4. 4 minus 5 is negative 1. So my vertex is at negative 2, negative 1. Last thing we got to figure out is that y-intercept, which is 0, and whatever my c value is. All right, I made all these negative, not intentional. So we need to find A, B, and C. A is negative 1, B is negative 2, C is 2. Parabola opens down. So the parabola has a max. Axis of symmetry is 2 over negative 2 at x equals negative 1. Y-intercept, let's pick a new color. This is negative 1 plus 2 plus 2, which equals 3. So negative 1, 3. And the last section we need to know, 0, 2. I will also post a picture of these solutions in case you need to re-look at them, kind of dig deeper if I went too fast. I did kind of go a little bit fast in this video, but all you got to do is just say, hey, I watched it, hey, I didn't watch it, and you are set to go.